Three reagents are involved here: dilute HNO3 or dilute H2SO4 plus freshly prepared iron 2 sulfates plus concentrated H2SO4. These three reagents are necessary for the confirmatory test for nitrate 5. The first is dilute H2SO4. The first is dilute H2SO4, followed by freshly prepared iron 2 sulfate. This iron 2 sulfate has to be freshly prepared in order to give desired results. And when that is done, you have a brown ring coloration observed in between the two solutions, and this confirms the presence of nitrate 5 ion. Test for sulfate 6 ion. Addition of dilute HCl plus barium chloride solution. When you add dilute HCl alongside with barium chloride solution, a white precipitate which is insoluble in excess HCl, in excess dilute HCl, confirm the presence of sulfate 6 ion. Test for thiazocarbonate 4 ion. Substance containing this anion, which is thiazocarbonate 4 ion, add dilute HCl followed by barium chloride. Effervescence occurs. What do you understand by effervescence? The boiling of the solution. It comes at a boiling, given a colorless, odorless gas which turns lime water mercury. And what is responsible for the turning of the lime water mercury is because of the formation of calcium thiazocarbonate 4, which is very insoluble, and it comes out as precipitate. This is the confirmatory test for thiazocarbonate 4 ion, which is confirmed. Then the test for sulphide ion, a substance containing the anion, which is sulphide. You have dilute HCl. Colorless gas evolve. Gas has the smell of rotten egg. Lead ethanoate paper is black, becomes black. So when lead ethanoate paper is brought close to it, it turns to black. This confirms the presence of what? Sulfide. Test for gases. The first is hydrogen gas. Insert a glowing splinter into its jar. When a glowing splinter is inserted into the gas jar containing hydrogen gas, we experience a pop sound with a blue flame. When a pop sound is given and followed by a blue flame, it confirms the presence of hydrogen gas. Number 2, ammonia gas. It forms dense white films with concentrated HCl. And what is responsible for that dense white film is because of the formation of ammonium chloride. This is what gives us dense white films, ammonium chloride. So that is the test for ammonia gas. Bring the gas close to concentrated concentrated HCl, which is hydrochloric acid. On combining with the gas, it gives a dense white film of ammonium chloride. Hydrogen chloride, it forms or it films in moist air. Nitrogen 4 oxide. How can nitrogen 4 oxide be tested for? Turns starch iodide paper blue-black. When a starch iodide paper is introduced into a gas jar of nitrogen 4 oxide, it turns the starch iodide paper blue, black. Oxygen. How can you test for oxygen? Oxygen can be tested for by the fact that when a glowing splinter is introduced into the gas jar containing oxygen, it relights a glowing splinter, that is, it rekindles it. Carbon 4 oxide. How can carbon 4 oxide be tested for? Introduce lime water, which is slaked lime, into it. It gives, or it turns lime water milky due to the presence or the formation of calcium triisocarbonate 4, which is an insoluble compound which comes out as precipitate. Chlorine gas. It turns blue litmus red and then bleaches it because of the fact that chlorine is an oxidizing agent. And when we say oxidizing agent, we are talking about electron acceptor. So it's because of the fact that it is an oxidizing agent is the reason behind it turning blue litmus paper red and then bleaches it in the process. Addition of organic compounds. First and foremost, we talk about fats and oil. This is done by using paper test. A drop of oil or melted fats on a piece of filter paper forms a translucent grease spot, and that is a confirmatory test for fats and oil. The translucent grease spot is observed. Simple sugar. Add a few drops of Ferrin solution to 5 cm cube of glucose solution in a test tube. A brick red precipitate is obtained on heating. So a brick red precipitate is obtained when it is being boiled. That is a confirmatory test for simple sugar. Protein. Add a drop of million reagent to some egg white solution in a test tube. The formation of a white precipitate which turns brick red on heating indicates the presence of proteins. Starch. How can starch be tested for? Add a few drops of iodine to some boiled starch. A blue or a dark blue coloration which disappears on boiling and reappears on cooling results. So you have that dark blue coloration which disappears when it is boiled and also reappear when it is cooled. Questions. What are the byproducts obtained when nitrate of sodium and magnesium are heated? 2. What is the name given to the reaction between an alcohol and an organic acid in the presence of sulfuric acid as catalyst? Number 3. Which of the silver halide is readily soluble in ammonium hydroxide? 4. Which of the following gases will bleach moist litmus paper? Number 5. Which of the following is not readily soluble in water? Answers designed for this topic. Sodium, it decomposes to dioxonitrate 3 salt and oxygen, while magnesium decomposes to magnesium 2 oxide, oxygen, and nitrogen 4 oxide. What am I saying? The nitrates of sodium is sodium nitrate, and the nitrate of magnesium is magnesium nitrate. Here, the sodium nitrate decomposes to dioxonitrate 3, which is this, plus oxygen. So this is the way it will decompose when it is applied. The byproduct is dioxonitrate 3 of sodium and oxygen, while this of magnesium gives magnesium 2 oxide plus nitrogen and plus oxygen. So the difference between these two is that here, when this decomposes, you have the dioxo nitrate 3 and oxygen as the byproduct. While this one decomposes into 3 products, which is magnesium 2 oxide, nitrogen 4 oxide, and oxygen. Question number 2. What is the name given to an alcohol? Reaction between an alcohol and organic acid. An alcohol has OH as a functional group. An organic acid has COOH as the functional group. When this reacts, the OH from here pair up with H from here. And at the end, we are going to have this plus water. And this reaction is usually reversible. So this reaction is called esterification. Question number 3. Which of the silver halide is readily soluble in ammonium hydroxide? The only silver halide that is soluble in ammonium hydroxide, which has a very unique property, is silver chloride. So the answer to question number 3 is silver chloride. Question number 4. Which of the following gases will bleach moist litmus paper? The only gas that has the ability to bleach moist litmus paper is a gas that